Hey guys, it's Tabasa back with another video, and today I thought I would make a follow-up video to the previous one and say that my friend and I are still friends, and I feel like I need to talk about what happened and kind of how we talked through it because I wanted to address this. So if you haven't seen the previous video, there's a huge debate that I was having last night that had me very frustrated and it had me staying up late at night. And today I thought, you know what, let's address it at some point. And so we did. And what I didn't realize is what I was doing was being rude, being inconsiderate, and an asshole. Because what I didn't know, and my teammate told me this yesterday, or not yesterday, today, that the idea of this first option, again, if you haven't seen the previous video, highly recommend it because it has all the context. This first option for a perk is better. And I didn't listen to him because he said that he has told me multiple times that I have said myself that this is the best option when it first came out. And so what that to him, he was very frustrated because he didn't see why I wouldn't choose the perk that I said was the better option in the first place. Especially when from his perspective, he can see why I would choose that and say it's the better option of the two. And so I owed him an apology. I told him I'm sorry because I, in essence, created this whole discussion and argument and this whole frustration between each other because I have been so stern and so even egotistical, if you will, because I didn't want to switch from what I currently thought, like what I thought yesterday was the penultimate thing. And because I play this character, I didn't want you telling me how to play, and I needed to drop my ego, and I needed to just realize that this is the better option. Multiple people have said it, and had I listened, I would have realized that I have said this myself. Why am I using this second option? And so I just want to make this video because I know that the previous one yesterday could have been very emotional toward the end, and I did want to get this addressed and figured out for myself. So what I think is funny about the previous video is I said that Mama didn't raise no bitch, but it seems that in the end I was the bitch, and that is sometimes something hard to swallow and take in. But we're human. We're human. Oh my gosh, umbrella term. But no, I messed up. I should have just dropped my ego. I should have just said, you know what, yeah, I'll try this other perk. I should have been more open to that idea instead of trying to defend my own point. Because again, and I said this yesterday, it's a video game. And funnily enough, that saying can go either way. And I just needed to realize that I was the one causing the frustration between the both of us, and I was the cause of everything. And even staying up last night, I even said was my fault. It truly was my fault. I was the problem. I was the issue, and I needed to sort myself out and think about it and actually consider the opposing view that originally was even mine, apparently, which, I mean, it was, but I needed to listen to that and try it out. And that, I feel like, can be the issue that runs into a lot of people nowadays, is that they hear the opposing idea, at least for me. Like, sometimes I'll hear an opposing idea, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then I won't try it out. I won't do anything about it. Like, if someone were to suggest, for instance, oh, you know, if you try this new, let's say there's a vegan option for meat and it's like perfectly replicated to be meat, right? some people will be like, no, I'm going to choose, regular meat. I'm not going to have any lab stuff. However, the food, I would hope, goes through the FDA and gets approved to be something healthy to consume. And so, if you don't ever actually end up trying the option and giving it an attempt and not being biased toward it while doing it, you might actually end up considering the other option. Because for me, like if someone were to come to me and say, "Hey, we got these vegan patties or whatever," and they do the exact same thing, they taste the exact same as regular beef, would you give it a go? I'd be like, is it approved by, FDA? If it is, yeah, I'd give it a go. And personally for me, the reason why I say that is recently I saw a Solar Sands video on how the farming industry is crazy terrible for a lot of animals. It hit me in a spot where it made me feel bad for buying, food that was processed by big farming tech corporations, whatever they are. But anyway, I just wanted to get this video out because I wanted to own up to my mistakes. And I need to sometimes remind myself that I can be a bitch. And sometimes the only bitch in the room is yourself, and you're just full of spite, which my friend, when I told him I did it out of spite, he said, "No, fuck you." And I was like, that's valid. Even saying it out loud and then hearing his reaction, I was like, that's valid. Yeah, fuck me. So I'm gonna own up to it. I've started choosing the other perk now. I'm gonna try and get my muscle memory to get used to it, because I kid you not, it's funny, I pause sometimes and I'm like, oh right, I gotta choose the first option. So besides that, I think today went a lot better just in general. I mean, the games we played went really well. We won actually 6 or 7 games, which is where I like to be on pace for Catalyst, because we've been recently through a really large slump. Work today was fine. I surprisingly wasn't super tired because I stayed up until 3 a.m. and I didn't wake up until 8. What happened is that I got one full REM cycle of sleep, and that was perfectly fine. And I think the way that it works, for me at least when I sleep, is 8 hours is fine because I end on a second REM cycle. 6 hours doesn't, because I wake up from 6 hours of sleep and I feel terrible throughout the entire day. But I get 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, my heart rate is beating a little bit more to try and pump the blood through my body, but my mind is actually still okay. So I think 4 hours of sleep is my emergency REM cycle sleep go to. So I was doing fine today. But I am luckily going to bed at a decent time. It's only 12:03, and I'm going to be going to bed straight after I make this video. So with that, what did I do at work today? I did some fun stuff, worked on my report that hopefully I can get published. Yay! Papers! I have no clue when it's going to be published, though, because I'm still in the draft phase of it. And papers, for those of you who don't know, research papers take a long-ass time to write. So I didn't work out today, and that was mainly because of not getting enough sleep. I wanted my body to recover a little bit more and actually heal from doing back and legs, because every time I got out of my chair at work, I felt like an old man who got hit with a baseball bat in the back of the legs. So tomorrow we'll hit chest and arms. So that's my plan. I've been talking to a friend. We'll be hopefully going out to eat before he goes out to freaking Cali. I didn't know that he got a job or anything. I mean, he'd been posting on his story, but I think he got a job out in Cali, which is really sick. I'm really proud of him. And we'll get to hang out one more time. I can't imagine going out to work outside of, a particular area that much. I mean, I could think about, adjacent states would be pretty cool. It wouldn't be bad because you're not too far from family. But even then, my family moves quite a bit, and I mean, I'm about to be in that part of my life where I'm going to be separated from my family for quite a long time. I'm still thinking about yesterday too, about that girl that I met at the gym, and I'm like, oh, I should have asked for her number, or like if she wanted to hang or something. But at the same time, I missed that opportunity. I can't dwell on it. If I see her again, I'll ask her. I mean, that's the best thing I can do. She seemed like a friendly person. So overall, today was a good day. Today was way better than today's ending of the day is way better than yesterday. And I hope tomorrow is just overall a good day. If you guys liked this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will recommend you an album that I've been listening to. Today I was listening to Tyler, the Creator's Flower Boy and Call Me If You Get Lost, but the album I recommend that I freaking have been listening to on repeat for the past couple of days is Days of Future Past by the Moody Blues, which, for those of you who know and have ball knowledge, is a stand in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, anyway, guys, I'll see you later. Peace.